Hello, everybody. Welcome to the webinar. My name is Tim Page, and I'm going to be hosting your webinar today and sharing with you some awesome stuff. Before we get into things, I just want to give a couple of pieces of housekeeping. The first thing is, just as a heads up, I drink a lot of water. So if you hear me get silent for a couple of seconds, just know I'm grabbing a swig of water. I am still here. The other thing is, the only way for me to know if you're still hearing my audio and if everything is coming through okay is if you let me know. So if something happens where you lose my audio or you're not seeing my screen anymore, please definitely let me know so I can make that change. The other thing is, I am a fairly new father. I've got a 6-month-old baby boy in the other room, and he is loud. So if you hear some screaming or if you hear some crying, it may or may not be me, but chances are it's probably not me. So just know he'll probably want to join us on this webinar. And if he does, hopefully you can bear with me on that. But we're going to go through some amazing stuff. I'm really excited to be here with everybody. So let's kick in. Today's presentation is called The 4 Most Important Web Pages in Your Online Business and How to Tweak Them to Double Your Revenue in the Next 12 Months by using an automated marketing tactic that you can implement in the next few days. And the impetus for this webinar really came from a longer journey that we've been on for some time now at LeadPages. So back in the day, we were at a point in our business where we knew we wanted to double our revenue. And so we thought about a bunch of different ways that we could go about doing this. The first way that we thought about for doubling our revenue was that we could double the amount of traffic that we got to our website. And after thinking about this for a while, we just realized that that was something that we really didn't want to do. It seemed kind of daunting, and we frankly just didn't know how we would do it. We were already really SEO optimized. We'd done a ton in terms of social media posting and posting to YouTube and just doing everything we could do to optimize for traffic. And so we came to the realization that optimizing for for that doubling our traffic in order to double our revenue was probably not the best way to go. And so the next thing that came to mind was that we could double our revenue by doubling the conversion rate on our sales pages. And frankly, that was something else that we just really didn't want to do. Once we write a sales letter or create a sales page, we have so much into it in terms of writing, recording, creating the sales page, working with the designer to get it perfect. We just don't want to redo that more than, once every 6 months or so. And so we certainly couldn't envision a way to redo our sales page in a way that was going to double the conversion rate there. It didn't seem like the most efficient way of reaching our goal of doubling our revenue. So the next thing we thought of was, what if we could double the percentage of people that came to our website that ended up getting on our email list? So we would effectively double the conversion rate on our opt-in pages. And the thought was that if everything else held steady on our website in terms of conversion rate and the value of each person on our email list, then if we could double our conversion rate on our opt-in page, then we'd be able to double our revenue that way. And so what we did was we went about systematically doubling the conversion rate on every single landing page or opt-in page in our business. And the results from that experiment were amazing. So we doubled our revenue in the first month. And then what happened was we doubled the next month again. So we had a 4x increase. We doubled and then doubled again. And then the next month, we doubled what we did the previous month. And we almost doubled again the 4th month that we did this. So what we found was that it's a lot easier to double your conversion rates for your opt-in pages than it is to double your traffic or double your sales conversion rates. So it was kind of this journey that we've been on that inspired us to create this webinar. So that's what we'll be talking about today. And so here we go. First off, I was looking at the registrations and talking to people as we were getting started. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who's coming in from all over the globe. I know that it's in the evening there in the UK, and in Australia, it's in the middle of the night. And, in Africa, it's pretty late at night. So here, it's a little bit more of a normal time, I guess. So thanks to everybody for coming in. I really, really appreciate that. And so what is this webinar going to do for you? Well, during the next bit of time that we have together, I'm going to be giving you a step-by-step business plan that certainly could double your online business revenue during the next 12 months. It definitely did for us. So basically for 3 months in a row and almost for the 4th month. And I believe that what we did almost 4 months in a row, that you could do that at least once over the course of the next 6 months to a year. And I'll be giving you an entire evergreen business plan, which will be applicable to everybody here. And so really quickly, Steve is saying that there's no audio and asking if I've started yet. Steve, I would check with yours because nobody else seems to be letting me know that. So if everybody else can hear me, just let me know in the questions. That way I know if it's just Steve and maybe he can, try to reconnect. Yeah, everybody else is saying that they can hear me, Steve. So I would double check. I guess he can't hear me saying this, can he? Let me see if I can help him out. I don't want anybody to miss out. Um, let's see. Sorry, guys. We are gonna get rolling with this, but okay. Looks like he checked out to check back in. Great. All right. Sorry about that. And so, again, so here's the thing about what we're doing on this webinar. There's no informational tease. All right. And so it's not like I have some kind of ebook or course to sell you. It's not like I have a book of like 12 marketing secrets and I can only give you 6 of them and then you've got to buy the other 6. Like there's nothing like that going on. I have no incentive to hold anything back. So if you do have questions, please ask them and I'll do my best to answer them in the time that we have. So I'm going to give you everything I have and everything I can during this time. So we're going to go for about 90 minutes, about an hour and a half. And, I'm going to be answering your questions. So just a few things on your questions. First thing is I will definitely be seeing all your questions. I check the question box fairly frequently, although I do tend to get on a roll. And if I can, I'll use your questions to inform the rest of the presentation. So I have so much content here and I want to make sure that, we get it all in. I'm actually genuinely worried about time. And so I want to make sure that I give you everything that I can. So what I'm going to do is at the end, I'm going to do a Q&A so I can batch all of your questions at the end. But don't wait until the end to type in your questions. Type them as you go. And if I see a question that I can answer, that makes sense with the content I'm talking about at that point, then I'll try and answer it then. Otherwise, I'll get to it at the end. But, I want to make something personalized to you. My wife says often that I'm a dancing monkey, but I don't think I'm a dancing monkey. I'm really here to educate and change your life and your business. And so get out your notepad and start writing things down. But here's my best advice for how to get a lot out of this webinar. Don't write down like cute quotes or interesting sayings or like fun facts that you might tell at a cocktail party. Write down things that you're going to do, actual things that you're going to do within the next 24 to 48 hours. And, don't just go, oh, I'm going to implement these sometime. Take out your calendar right now and mark off time within the next 24 to 48 hours. And, say, I'm going to implement the things that I'm learning from Tim because a whole bunch of this, in fact, probably all of this, you could implement right away. And so, with that being said, we're going to cover a lot of material very, very quickly, and probably so fast that you're going to have a hard time keeping up with it, even if you can type like 200 words a minute. So I want you to be present for this information and for this whole marketing plan that I'll be giving you. And so, in order to free you up, I am recording this webinar, and at the end of the webinar, I'll tell you how you can get a recording of it for free. So I'll tell you at the end how to get it, and that'll free you up to only write down action items on your notepad. So again, only write down things that you're actually going to do. You don't need to be frantically trying to write everything down or frantically taking screenshots or whatever. This will be recorded so you can reference it in the future. And so I'll get you that information at the end. So really briefly, just a little bit about me so you know who the guy talking to you is. Again, my name is Tim Page. Even though you might be seeing me come up as Clay Collins in the talking box, I am actually Tim Page, and I'm a husband and a father, most importantly. Like I said, I've got a 6-month-old in the other room. His name's Owen. He's awesome. And I'm the conversion educator for LeadPages. So what that means is I spend my days talking to some of the most incredible marketers in the world and helping other marketers learn based on the information that we have at LeadPages and that the marketers that I talk to have. So my job is to help you change your life and change your business and improve your marketing efforts. I also host our podcast, which is called Conversion Cast. It's a data-driven podcast which focuses on bringing on a great marketer and having them share something they're actually doing in their business. So it's really fantastic. But more importantly, a little bit about our software. So our software is generating over 1 million leads per month. Okay. And we have a little bit past 16,000 customers. And so the reason I'm telling you this is because we have, as far as I know, the largest data set about what's working right now in terms of conversion and lead generation. And so we have multiple split tests happening across our platform at any given moment. And so we're obsessed with this data stuff. So we're not some tiny little operation. We're a huge company, and all we do is just crunch data, um, close to a billion data points of data at this point. And so everything that I'm going to be talking about on this webinar is not some theory that I came up with like while I was on the toilet or something. This is based on data. It's based on facts that and tests that we've run and that a lot of people using our software have run. So we can show you what really works, not just what we think works. So how do you know if you're in the right place? Because a lot of you might want to drop off, or this might not be for everybody, but you're in the right place if you've been meaning to update your sales pages, your landing pages, your webinar registration pages, the core pages in your business. If you've been meaning to update them for a long time, but the task seems daunting and none of the tools out there seem to work, or they seem too complicated. So what we found is that in any given business, about 5% of the web pages generate 95% of the business results and the revenue. And so we call that the 95-5 rule. And what we found is that as opposed to working on those 5% of pages that are going to create 95% of the results in their business, most people spend the majority of their time writing another blog post, or spending more time on social media, or engaging in a whole bunch of things that aren't really focused on the big levers in your business. So you're in the right place if you've been meaning to update these really important pages in your business. And if you look at them, like your sales page, your webinar registration page, and stuff like that, and you look at them and you go, this is not me anymore, then you are in the right place. Okay. You're also in the right place if you have some website shame. Okay. And so what I found is that a lot of people really love their business and they have this huge vision for the work they want to do in the world and for this business that they're creating, but their website simply isn't on par with the vision that they have for their business and where they want to go. And so if you find that your vision for your business is really huge and your website almost betrays that vision that you have for your business, then you're in the right place. So to address all of these things, I want to introduce you to something that we've created called the LeadPages system. And there's a really good quote by W. Edwards Deming, who was a PhD statistician, and he was highly involved in the recovery and repair of the Japanese economy after World War II. And W. Edwards Deming said 94% of all failure was the result of a system that had failed. So W. Edwards Deming said 94% of all failure was the result of a system that had failed. And extensive research, and by the way, I get really heated and excited about this stuff, so just bear with me. But extensive research has shown that about 98% of all businesses are dead in the water within 5 to 6 years. And all of that is the result of a system that has failed. So a system of marketing and a system of doing business that has failed. And so what I'm proposing today and what I want to show you here is a different system. And this system relies on concentrating on 4 pages in your business and 4 pages only. Only 4 pages in your business. So if you think that marketing has to be complicated, or if you think you're not tech savvy enough, or if you think you need to go and study a bunch of stuff, I'm here to tell you that that's not the case. So we're only going to focus on 4 pages in your business, and I'm going to break it down to the very beginning of how this fits into an overall system of marketing. And so this is an alternative to the system that most people are using marketing their business. So the first page that I'm going to dig right into is called the resource guide landing page. And so this is the famous resource guide landing page. And it's called the resource guide landing page because when people opt in, they're sent a list of resources. So right here it says, free report reveals the top 5 dirt cheap tools I use to create all my videos, including my $80 HD video camera. And so what happens is somebody opts in on a page like this and they get sent a list of resources. And I'll show you that list of resources. All right. So this is it. Just this little list of resources. And what kills me is that, this page, including the copy and this list of resources, took us about 20 minutes to create total. 20 minutes to create both of these. And yet, this page with the girl and this list of resources has gotten us more opt-ins, higher conversions than a page that we created to give away a free video course. So once we spent literally an entire month creating a video course to give away to people, and yet this has grown our list. More people opt in to get this list of resources than to get that video course that we created. We also once spent 2 whole weeks creating an ebook, 2 whole weeks. And this little list of resources got us a higher conversion rate than that ebook. All right. So there are some interesting things going on. The first thing that's really interesting is that the girl is looking at the opt-in box. And so we found that when the main subject on your page is looking at the action you want them to take, then that increases your conversion rate. Also, all things considered, both men and women are more likely to opt in on pages where there are attractive women. So both men and women respond to pictures of attractive women, but both men and women do not respond to pictures of attractive men, oddly enough. And so why is this the best performing landing page we've ever, used or created? Well, the first reason is it doesn't require somebody to process a bunch of information. Someone doesn't have to watch a 3-minute video or read an entire page of copy in order to figure out if they want to opt in on the page. All they have to do is figure out, do I want the 5 dirt cheap tools that I use to create all my videos, right? It's simple. It's a quick, easy decision. The second thing is that everyone wants to know the tools that you're using. Everyone wants to know the tools you're using. So studies have shown that people would rather acquire a tool than acquire training because it's easier and more enjoyable to buy something that's going to solve your problems than it is to learn a new skill. Everyone wants to know what they need. So whenever a beginner starts something, they want to know, like when they're starting yoga, what yoga class should I enroll in? What shoes should I buy? What pants should I wear? What yoga mat should I buy, right? People would rather acquire a tool than acquire a skill. And if you look at the best-selling issues of magazines, you'll find that the best-selling issues are the gear guides, right? The guides where they tell you 190 bindings or like the top cameras or 325 torture-tested products or, I'm a big nerd, so I love this. So, 25 years of comic buyer's guide, right? The golf equipment buyer's guide. We've got bicycling buyer's guide, minimalist shoe buying guide, sprinter RV buying guide. These are the top selling issues of these magazines. And the reason why is because people believe if they have the tools that the pros use, that they'll perform like the pros. Okay. And so you can do this in any market. So this outperforms any kind of evergreen lead magnet we've ever given away. So it outperforms a free ebook because a lot of people are experiencing information overload and they don't want something else to read that's long. They just want a list of tools or resources that are going to help them. It outperforms video lead magnets because the perceived value of video has gone down a lot recently just because of the proliferation of launches and the lack of time. So not everybody wants to watch a 15-minute video, right? It outperforms opt-ins for free coaching sessions. Now, hear me, because this is a common kind of mistake that people make. We've literally given away an hour of somebody on our team's time, right? So, for example, I've given away an hour of my time to people who opted in, and we got a better conversion rate on this page than we did for the hour-long coaching session. So a lot of people make the mistake of thinking that the amount of time that you spend creating your lead magnet or the amount of time you spend on your lead magnet equals your conversion rate, and that is not true. So here's 2 statements that I want you to know. Greater value does not necessarily equal a higher conversion rate. So greater value does not necessarily equal a higher conversion rate. And the amount of time you spend creating your lead magnet does not equal your conversion rate. It's so important to recognize this. And so the other reason that this is such a high converting landing page is because the time to benefit ratio is really high. So you could literally create one of these tonight. All right. You could be up and running in like 20 minutes. So you could have the list of resources done. And, in fact, you don't even have to make it all fancy like this. You could literally type up your list in Word, in a Word doc, and then just export it as a PDF. And, you can have it done in 20 minutes, right? And make the copy for this. So it's really, really easy. And so let me show you how you could do this in a bunch of different markets. So if you're a real estate agent, resource guide, the top 5 safest credit boosting home loans of this year, right? If you're a dentist, buyer's guide, the top 5 electric toothbrushes of this year, including the one that I use. Who doesn't want to know that, right? Like I want to know, what toothbrush my dentist uses. If you're a life coach, app guide, the top 4 iPhone apps for increasing your productivity, including the one that I use every day. If you're a marketing agency, the top 5 digital marketing tools for local businesses, hint, the 3 best ones are free. And here's my favorite. Fitness experts can say the only 3 pieces of exercise equipment you need in your home, hint, they all weigh less than 5 pounds. And here's kind of a little secret. When you say something counterintuitive like this, right? When you tell some people that it's not what they expect, like that exercise equipment will weigh less than 5 pounds, it skyrockets conversion rate because people, they don't believe it and they want to know what you're talking about. All right. So let me show you how to create something like this in LeadPages. It's super easy. And I'm going to show you, again, how to do this. Actually, let me show you something that's working really well. Um, Show you one of these pages that's just really crushing it. So this is our video background page. I don't know if you guys can see this because it's streaming over GoToWebinar, but you should see this video. It probably looks choppy over GoToWebinar, but you get the idea that there's a video playing here. And so this is really crushing it for people. So let me show you how to create one of these in LeadPages. So we're just going to go to opt-in pages and video backgrounds. All right. And so here's how you could do this. So you click on anything you want to change it. So we're just going to click on the LeadPages logo and let's see. Oh, here's me. This is a picture of me. Hey, big red beard. Um, Actually, you know what we'll do? We'll just turn a logo off completely here. All right. And then I'll grab one of these headlines that we wrote earlier. Let's see. Let's grab this one. And we're going to just click on this and put it right here. Actually, let's do free report reveals. All right, and so you could underline it, you could italicize it. Let's just underline it, and we'll click OK. And then for opt-in integration, we actually integrate with pretty much every email provider. These are just the ones that we use in our business, but we basically integrate with every email provider. So I'll go with MailChimp for this one, and then we'll just pick a list. And then it asks you to enter a thank you page URL. And if you don't have a thank you page, don't worry. We actually we have thank you page templates in LeadPages. Now, all of our pages also integrate with GoToWebinar. So all of our landing pages are also webinar registration pages. But I'll click OK. And then I'm going to do Tim's opt-in for webinar today. All right, we'll do that and click save. And we'll wait for this to save. And here we go. I'm going to click publish. And now there are a bunch of different ways that you can actually put this onto your website. So a couple of ways. One is we actually host all of the pages for you right here on LeadPages. So we give you a URL, and that page that we just created is actually already live on the internet. So I'm going to go ahead and click enter. And here is that page we just made. So this is an actual live page on the internet. People can actually opt in right now on this page. So we're actually already collecting emails. So if you have WordPress, LeadPages comes with a WordPress plugin, so you can just publish it right to your WordPress site. If you want to publish it on your own server using HTML, you can just download it there. But what I want to show you is how to go ahead and use this and put it onto a Facebook tab, because this is super simple. We're going to do this in 4 clicks. So let's try this in 4 clicks. So here's click 1, click 2, click 3, and click 4. So there's 4 clicks. And now this is a live Facebook tab. So in 4 clicks, you can have this amazing looking Facebook opt-in page right in a tab on Facebook, and you could have it ready to go. So you can see how incredibly simple and how easy that is to do. And they're really, really, really crushing it. So you could do like this page, or maybe this one with the girl, however you wanted to do it. But why should you create a resource guide squeeze page? So first off, if you don't yet have an opt-in up, it takes minutes to set up. So it's super fast. It doesn't take that much time to create the copy. This converts higher than long form opt-in pages that require someone to read a lot of text and watch a video. It converts higher really than anything that we've ever seen. And you can do this so quickly. If you don't, or if you already have some kind of an opt-in page or an opt-in form, I guarantee you this will outperform whatever you're doing right now, and you can set this up in minutes. So just a couple of testimonials about using LeadPages for these pages. Eric D said, your software got us an 8x improvement over the basic homepage and a 3x improvement over the previous opt-in. P.S. I'm barely even using all the features, no social proof, weak offer, etc. Brian Schickow said, LeadPages took my opt-in rate from 8.6% to 23% in a single day. I love that. Juan Martiki from Mind Valley Hispano, which is awesome. I love it. He said, these are giving me 3x to 4x conversions against the one I was using before. A couple of tweaks in my biz will make at least 2 times the money I was making. Can't tell you how grateful I am for the service you've created. And Tara Mee says, I've been using this for a little over a month now, and I noticed today that it's accounting for 71% of my new list subscribers. Wow. So we really love that. And, obviously this is getting great results. So we're going to move right on to the next one. So the next page is called the lesson page. And so how this works is somebody opts in on a page like this with the girl. They enter their email address, and you can either set it up with your autoresponder or set it up in LeadPages. We actually have it set up so we can deliver this right through LeadPages, so this resource guide. But however you want to set that up, so they enter their email instantly, like on day 0, they get this guide. And then 3 days later, you send them an email that sends them to a guide, or I'm sorry, that sends them to a lesson, right? And so again, opt in, instantly get this guide. 3 days later, they get this lesson. 3 days after that, get the next lesson. 3 days after that, they get the next lesson, and on and on and on. And so this campaign, this kind of automated sequence is bringing us in about $10,000 per day. All right. I'm not kidding. I said $10,000 per day, and we literally don't do anything for this. So we set it up once and it runs on autopilot. And so the reason that you should set this up first in your business is because it means that even if you have a week where you want to go on vacation or a month where you want to go on vacation, it means that, you're making money even while you're on vacation. So you can leave, and this sequence takes care of marketing for you. So, you make money even when there's not a launch or a webinar or some, cart closing or a special deal. You don't have to do that stuff if you have some sort of pre-programmed series in place. So it's really incredible. And, again, I'm going to show you kind of how this works and how this is kind of how we've kind of done this in our own business. So I'm going to open up a couple of pages so I can show you specifically what this would look like in a real scenario. So let me do that. So what happens is somebody opts in again. They opt in on this page with the girl or the video background, whatever you want to do. And day 0, they get this resource guide. And then on day 3, they get sent an email that sends them to a lesson like this. And so this is kind of what that lesson page looks like. And you can see there's the first lesson, here's the second one, and here's the third one. Okay. And so there's a bunch of stuff going on that makes this work really well. So I'm going to show you the elements that make this work so well. And so the first thing that's going on here that makes it work is it tells you how many parts there are to the course. So this makes it really clear to your audience, like how many parts there are in this sequence. It says part 1 of 6. So when people get this automated series of email from you that go out, they're not going, oh my God, I'm going to be getting emails forever. They know that there's 6 emails. They know the deal. There's no confusion, and they don't get the sense that you're just going to go nuts with their inbox. So they know you have this arrangement. There's 6 emails, and they're going to get them. The second thing that's going on with this page is that it has this progress bar. And human psychology tends to not like things that are completed. So when you give people this progress bar, they're more likely to go ahead and go through and consume all of your content because people continue to open their emails because they need to complete the course. It's kind of a cool psychology hack. So you've probably found that when you're waiting for something to happen on your computer and there's like this little progress bar and it's moving and you see it inching forward, you're more likely to say, I'll just wait for this to happen than to just be like, screw it, I'm going. Because you get a sense for how long you're going to need to wait because that progress bar is moving. And it's the same thing with these courses. So another thing that's going on with this page that gets people to consume the content is that there are these share buttons on the side. Okay, there are these share buttons. And so the awesome thing about these share buttons is that let's say somebody hits like on one of these share buttons. Well, instead of, let's say they're on part 3, right? Instead of liking part 3, it shows them on Facebook as liking this page with the girl. So that what they're sharing on Facebook, other people will have to go in and opt in to see the course, right? So they not only will they not come in the middle of the course, but they'll also they'll opt in, so it'll build your list and they will consume all of your content. The other thing that's amazing about this is down here where we have these comments, the same thing happens. So let's say somebody is on part 3, they go down here and they leave a comment. It leaves a comment not only on part 3, but you can see this is Derek, the top one. So then you go to part 2, you can see Derek. Part 1, you can see Derek. So it's the same comment on all of these. So it leaves your comment on, or their comment on all the videos, and it shows them on Facebook as commenting on this. So it builds your list and people go through and see all of their content. So what do you do in these videos? Well, what we do is we share maybe 3 minutes of some sort of valuable tip. And then we tell people something extra they get if they had our product. So we give 100% value for about 3 minutes and then spend 1 minute telling them something extra they get if they had our product. So let's examine how you could do this in your business. So let's say you're a health coach. All right. And so you might spend the first 3 minutes talking about your 3 favorite superfoods, right? Like mine is quinoa. I love quinoa. But so you spend 3 minutes talking about your favorite superfoods, how they give you more energy, why you like them, what's so great about them. And then in the fourth minute, you encourage people to get your product, which explains maybe 3 more superfoods that they might like, and explain to them that, you'll help them, or you'll help create for them a customized health plan so that they and their family can get more energy. All right. So 3 minutes delivering solid value that stands on its own. And the last minute is you telling people something extra they get if they buy your course. So that's what Clay does here. And you can see people can purchase the product after hearing about it. So here's something amazing. That was last month's second highest grossing webpage. And it was only the second highest grossing webpage because our highest grossing webpage was obviously our sales page. All right. And so this will most likely be this month's highest grossing webpage again, because we're not doing as many one-time promotions. We're not doing these, crazy, these launches and stuff like that. It just happens day in and day out. It's a part of a follow-up sequence. And again, we recommend you do these every 3 days, right? Have one of these lessons go out every 3 days. And so why this works is because, again, they get one of these lessons, and it's an automated follow-up sequence. So it's been said that the fortune is in the follow-up, and this means, again, like I just said, you don't just make money when you do a launch or a webinar or some kind of special promotion. And the problem comes when you're constantly doing these crazy promotions and stuff like that. The problem becomes that people will then only they get like, they get set up to only buy from you when you have a special, right? So what happens is people will say, "Oh, hey, when are you going to do your next deal? I'll buy then," right? So you end up diluting your audience. And when you do that, no matter how good you get in business, you can only grow when you have a special. So if you set up one of these automated follow-up sequences, then you can constantly make money, and you don't have to do the crazy promotions all the time. So it's really amazing. And so I'm going to show you how to do one of these in LeadPages, but I want to help somebody who's having some audio issues. So I wanted to make sure that, again, everybody can hear, so that everybody's getting the benefit. And so let me show you how to create one of these in LeadPages. Obviously, you could do this on your own, but I'm going to show you how to do this. And actually, before I do that, there's one other thing that I want you to understand, kind of how to set this up from the beginning, and then I'll show you how to create one. So every 3 days, what you do is create a video blog post where you teach something that's 100% valuable on its own, but then for the last minute, you point out something extra they would get if they had your product, right? And when you first post that to your blog, email your entire list about it. But after you've done that, add these to add the video to one of these pages that's optimized to get sales, and then add it to your autoresponder sequence so that it comes every 3 days. All right. So you make it really, really easy. And you make it so that it's constantly working for you around the clock. So let me show you how to create one of these again in LeadPages. So we're going to go in here. We're going to go to Other. And going to Video Lesson Page for Autoresponder Follow-up. All right. And so here's how you can do this. You can change the logo here, right? So I put one in here earlier. Let's see. Where'd it go? There it is. Grab the Remax logo. All right. And then you can change the headline here. So if you were, let's say you're a real estate agent, you could do free real estate buying course, right? So you could do something like that. And then you grab your video. It's really easy, by the way. This is a nice little trick that I learned. If you go to a video and you right click and do copy embed code, you can actually go ahead right there and copy the embed code without having to go to YouTube. And so we're going to click on the video. We're going to paste the embed code and click OK. And then I'm going to give this a name. So let's call this Tim's lesson page for today's webinar. So I'm going to click save. And this lets you track your conversions, but we're going to not do that right now. And then what you could do, since this is saving, what you could do is you could go down here and you could change the button copy to be something like, click here to schedule a home viewing now, right? And then you could link to your scheduler. Or let's say, you were selling some kind of product, you could do like, click here to, you do something with like the benefit for your product. So let's say your product like saved a bunch of people money. Click here to save, 10% now, right? Or whatever you want it to do. So we're going to click here to schedule a home viewing now. So we'll do that. We'll click OK. And we're going to click save. And so here's the other thing that I wanted to show you about this page and how to make this work really well for you. So obviously with this kind of progress bar, a lot of people would think that this would be a pain in the butt, right? Like you'd have to, upload different images that had the yellow more up there. And then if you were going to change the parts, but this makes it really easy. So you just click on the number of parts and you can change the number of parts to the course. So you could do like 8 and now the progress bar automatically changes. If you did 2, right, it changes to 50%. So let's go with let's do 5. We'll do 5 parts. So it'll show 20% completed, right? And we click save. And now we'll click publish. And so again, we could publish this to Facebook, which I wouldn't recommend for this page. For this one, either just host it right here on LeadPages, or you could upload it to WordPress. So let me show you how to get this set up to WordPress. It's really easy. So I'm going to go to the Conversion Cast WordPress installation. And I'm going to show you when you have the plugin, you just install the plugin, and this just lets you put these templates on WordPress really easy. So I'm just going to go to Add New. And this is the page we just made, Tim's lesson page for today's webinar, right? So I just need to give it a name. So I'll just call it Tim's webinar, and I'll click Publish. And now this is already a live page. So we're going to go to conversioncast.com. /Tim's webinar. I don't know if any of you guys can't type and talk at the same time. Sometimes I have a hard time with it. So there it is. All right. This is now live on the internet, and that's how easy it is to put onto WordPress. Okay. So super, super easy to do. And again, we just wanted to make it so that it was completely simple and very easy to do, so you don't have to stress out about how to do this. So it's super simple and it looks awesome. And so a couple of quick testimonials. Nick Rogue said, these just look much better and they've been converting better too. And then we've got Rodney Doubt, who says the results are back from the split test, and this page outperformed the original page by 26%. It went from 31.99 to 40.44. Google Analytics says the probability that your page would continue to outperform the original is 99.1%. So again, these pages really, truly perform incredibly well. And so you set it up so that, again, you set up this opt-in page. Right away, they get this guide, and then every 3 days, they get one of these lessons. So page number 3 I'm going to recommend that you get set up is the webinar registration page. And get this in place after you have an autoresponder in place. So I know it's easy to want to do these event-based things like webinars and stuff, but I would encourage you to get an autoresponder in place first. Sorry, again, trying to help somebody out. And so get one of these after you have the autoresponder set up. And the reason you should do webinars, the number one reason is not what you might think. So the number one reason to do webinars is not to get more sales. So it doesn't even matter if anyone ever shows up. Well, it kind of does, but in the short term, it doesn't matter if you never make one sale off of a webinar. And if no one shows up, you should still do webinars because webinars will grow your list faster than just about anything. Okay. So webinars will grow your list faster than just about anything. And somebody says, will there be a replay? Yeah, Mark, there's going to be a replay. I'm going to tell you right at the end how to get it. So yeah, I'm so glad that you're enjoying it. And he says this is exactly what I needed. So that's awesome. So in LeadPages, let me show you. I want to show you just proof that what I'm saying is not some theory, that this is real data. So what I'm going to do is see, I've got all templates selected, and in LeadPages, when you have LeadPages, there's this really awesome feature where you could sort the templates by conversion rate. So let's say you needed a great opt-in page, you could click sort by conversion rate, and you could just pick the one that you like up here that's converting the best. All right, and so I'm going to all templates, and I'm going to sort by conversion rate. And so let's see, which ones of the top converting pages, sorted by conversion rate are webinar registration pages. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 of the top 13, I'm sorry, 10 of the top 12 pages sorted by conversion rates are webinar registration pages. So these are really amazing. They really do convert, and they allow a lot of opportunity to build your list and to do so many other amazing things. So they're a great way to grow your customer base, address their needs, focus on what people want, deliver value. They've grown our business so much, and you'll notice that if you just observe the best-selling software companies, the best-selling coaches, the best-selling information product marketers, the best-selling, mediapreneurs, they're all doing webinars. You'd be hard-pressed to find one that's not doing webinars who's crushing it. And actually, you'd be hard-pressed to find one who's not doing webinars with LeadPages, honestly. But they're really, in a lot of ways, an all-in-one magic bullet for your business. So webinars provide quality traffic. They're people who want to spend time with you, that are looking to learn from you. They provide incredibly high conversion. So I was talking to somebody the other day who was getting an average 30 to 40% sales conversions from webinars. And that is not even an unheard of number. So it's really, really amazing. And so somebody said, can you send me an email link because I'm going to see the movie? Hey, sorry, we're gonna give that at the end, so I apologize. And so again, it's just so important to be doing this. They're great for doing partnerships. Like if you're new to an industry, a good way to sort of break into it is to co-host a webinar with someone prominent in that space. So they provide product creation. Oh my God. So if you have content block or writer's block, if you have trouble creating blog posts or training, the best way to do it is to schedule a webinar, write it down, invite people to it, and you have to show up and deliver. You can't procrastinate. You can't release it a day late. You have to show up. You have to do it live. So webinars are absolutely fantastic. And so somebody said, can we use our own photos in the opt-in form? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So let me show you the elements of the best converting webinar pages. So I'm going to do my favorite one. So I'll do this one. And so this is my favorite one. I think the conversion rate was like 60 to 70%. It's killing it. It's just crushing it. And so there's a few reasons why this page works so well. And so a couple of things. One is it has this countdown timer. And so the reason why the countdown timer works so well is that, sometimes a date seems like an abstract concept, right? Like, April 7th seems like an abstract concept, or April 20th seems like an abstract concept. But if you say to me 2 days, 8 hours, 15 minutes, and 12 seconds, I know what that is, right? It's crystal clear for me. And so putting countdown timers on a page is lifting the conversion rate of any landing page. So Clay and I, Clay's the co-founder of LeadPages. We have this joke going that if we had a bar, we would have a countdown timer pointing towards the street, counting down until, so in the morning, it would count down until the bar opened, right? And then once the bar opened, the countdown timer facing the street would count down towards or to when happy hour starts. And then when happy hour starts, it would count down until happy hour is over. And then happy hour is over, count down to last call. And then it would count down to the bar closed, and then until the bar opened again, right? And I think, unfortunately, we turned a lot of people into alcoholics. But so this countdown timer is really, really important. And so another thing that's really cool about this page is that it has built into it a mind map. So the thing about this mind map is that the content in the background is blurred out. So people can see that there's a mind map, but they can't read what it says. And so curiosity drives them to opt in. And so another thing that's making this convert so well is that it has this two-step opt-in. And what that means is step one is click here and step two is to opt in, right? And so the reason why this works so well is because when people come to your page, they immediately make a determination on whether it's a giving page or a taking page. And when you only give somebody the opportunity to opt in when they ask you to, they look at it as a giving page. So like if this weren't here, if this were an opt-in form, somebody could just come to the page, scroll around and just leave. But the minute they click on this, they have to make a decision about whether or not they want to opt in. So that's called behavioral inertia. When somebody commits at a low level of commitment, like clicking on this button, the likelihood that they'll commit at a higher level, like opting in, goes way, way up. Salespeople have been using this for years. They call it a yes letter. So they get people to say yes, 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 yes to a whole bunch of things that are small commitments. But then when they ask them to buy, they're much more likely to say yes. And here's what we found is that having a two-step opt-in where the opt-in form is not directly on the page is lifting conversion rates by 30% across the board. So really amazing. This really does, this does great. So to create one of these pages in LeadPages is super easy. So let's say we want to change the picture. Let's grab a picture. Let's add me. Let's see. We'll do this one. All right. So there's a picture of me. Actually, yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll do that picture of me. And we'll click OK. And we can change my name. So Tim Page. And then we could change this one. So we could give a new name. So we could go to Kanye West. And then to change the headline, you just change it to whatever you want. So we could do like Facebook marketing, or let's say you were, in some kind of makeup. You could do like Cougar Makeup 101 or something. I don't know. So let's go with Facebook marketing, and then you can change the colors so you can have it match. You can have it match your brand. So let's say we wanted to change the color of the header to like black, or I don't know what color you'd want it to be. Let's go with black, and then we'll click OK. And you go to the opt-in and you could change like what it says in the email. So enter your best email or something. And for the integrations, this is awesome. So again, we integrate with all these different email providers. So go to MailChimp and pick the form. And then what happens is you can integrate it with, you like that, that's funny. So you can integrate it with GoToWebinar. So that way, when somebody opts in, not only are they registering for the webinar, but they're opting into your list. So we'll click customize the form. And then you can have different form fields. So if you want to collect first name and last name, you can. We'll just go with email. We'll click OK. I'm going to give this a name. So Tim's webinar reg for today's webinar. I don't know why you'd have it be that long, but I'm going to click save. And then it's going to tell me to enter a thank you page. LeadPages.net/thanks. Thanks. All right. Click OK. OK. And save. And so it's going to take a second to save. And then when this is done, we're gonna just use this right now. This is already a live page. This is a webinar that's happening. Click view page. Here it is. Okay. So obviously we didn't set some of the variables like the date and all that, but you can do it super easy, and you can see how quickly and easily you could have this amazing webinar registration page all set up. And so again, you could publish this to Facebook if you wanted to collect webinar registrations there. However you want to do it. So here's what we're going to recommend. We recommend the process. First off, you're going to set this up so that you've got the opt-in page, right? The resource guide opt-in page. They get the resource guide day 0. 3 days later, they get the first email. 3 days after that, they get the next email. 3 days after that, they get the next email. And after the third lesson, then I recommend that you ask people to sign up for a webinar. Okay. So again, you ask them to sign up for a webinar after your third email. And the process is, what I'm going to recommend is get your first one scheduled, right? And so all you need to do for your first webinar is you could just do Q&A. All right. You don't have to, have something crazy planned, but doing Q&A will get you used to doing it. It'll grow your list. It'll help you build partnerships. And so do one about every 2 weeks to a month. Do them live because they'll convert better. And, you really get an opportunity to talk directly with customers in a live setting. And so somebody said, would this work for an e-commerce site that sells personal care items? Yes, absolutely. So Jacqueline, if you remind me at the end, I will show you how to, I'll give you some ideas for how to set up your funnel. So it'll be awesome. And so these templates really convert really well. So this person said, just FYI, your webinar registration template converted higher than any webinar page we've ever used. We've gotten registration rates as high as 60% before, but this one topped out at 74% and averages 65% registration rate. Such an awesome template. Ryan Dice from Digital Marketer Lab said, a few weeks ago, I held a webinar and the registration page converted at 72%. This is by far the highest converting landing page I've ever tested. Confession, I didn't design it and neither did my webmaster, but I was able to make it in about 3 minutes using LeadPages. And LeadPages creates way more than just webinar pages. I'm able to create squeeze pages, thank you pages, video pages, and more in just a few minutes. Samantha Hartley said, by the way, when we switched from our old page to this one, we doubled the conversion rate. I love that. That's so awesome. And Andy Andrews said, we also got 70+% conversion with that template. Guess this means my copy is as good as Ryan Dice's. He can't blame me for dreaming, right? And so somebody says, can we use the photos that you already have? So the templates will already come with photos that are designed to make them look nice. I would recommend you use your own, but you can use, whatever images that you want to use. And so the fourth page I want to talk about is the sales page. So let me show you my favorite sales page inside of LeadPages. So I'm going to go to sales pages. And I think it's right. Here it is. Okay. So this is my favorite sales page, and I'll show you how to create it. Like you could, obviously you can change your logo. Just everything is super easy. You just click it and it's there, right? And, oh, I didn't want to do that. Let's go back to the logo. Obviously, we have a lot of images in here. And we click OK. And then you could, change the headline. I'm going to put a video in here so that I can demonstrate something. So I'll copy this and we'll put a video and give it a name. So Tim's sales page for today's webinar. Click save. No, we're not going to track conversions. You can see how quick and easy this is. And so what we've done here is something really amazing. And so this down here is something called a magic buy button, which is a term that Ryan Dice actually coined. And what that means is that you can set it up so that this area of the page only appears during a call to action in your video. So let's say you're a business consultant or you're a life coach or something like that. You could spend the first 3 minutes of your sales video explaining who you are, your credentials, your philosophy on what you do, etc. And then you spend the last 2 minutes explaining your offer. So how much it costs, what they get with it, stuff like that. So the first 3 minutes you set yourself up, and then the last minute or two you close the sale. What you can do is you can set it up so that this area down here only appears when you're asking for the sale. And so let me kind of demonstrate what I'm talking about here in case it doesn't make any sense. So this, you set the fade in box, which is this area down here. You set it to be however long you want it to come in. So let's say you want it to come in 12 minutes after the page loads. So let's click save. And again, it's 12 seconds, not 12 minutes, 12 seconds after the page loads. So I'll click publish and we'll view the page. And 12 seconds after the page loads, that bottom area is going to appear. So somebody would come in here, they'd start the video, right? And watch Clay dance around a little bit, they're watching the video. And then let's say you said, now, how'd you like to buy now? And you say buy now and boom, that appears, right? And so this is so cool. Here's what Ryan Dice from Digital Marketer Lab says about magic buy buttons. Magic buy buttons. When it comes to variables that whisper, rarely do you find one that doubles conversions, but the magic buy button does. When the order button isn't visible when the prospect first arrives, your video sales page looks like regular content, not a sales page. When your video sales letter reaches its call to action, shazam, your buy button magically appears, but prospects have kept an open mind throughout your video. So Again, when that magic buy button doesn't appear until you get to the call to action, people keep an open mind throughout the video. They're not clicking around, they're not checking prices and prejudging stuff. They watch the video so they get that little training in the beginning. And then when you close the sale, they kept an open mind. And Ryan is saying that he found that it doubles conversion rates. So we really like this kind of sales page. And so, just a quick testimonial. Ralph Quintero said, "Thank you so much, Clay. You and your team rock. I just signed up earlier today and within a couple minutes had my video sales page up. Love the service and highly recommend it." So the 4 pages are: 1, the resource guide opt-in page; 2, the lesson page; 3, the webinar registration page; and 4, the video sales page. And so we created LeadPages because we wanted to level the playing field. And so I want to give you some really important information right now. So we saw that there were a bunch of entrepreneurs that were getting crushed by marketing organizations that did nothing other than obsess about their marketing and neglect their product. And so we saw so many entrepreneurs that were putting their heart and souls into their product, but didn't have the resources of the large marketing organizations and didn't have the resources of advanced marketers. And so we wanted to create a marketing platform where people can have access to the best performing marketing tactics that would work right out of the box. That way, we could create a marketing lab that entrepreneurs could use to instantly deploy marketing materials that actually worked. That way, you guys don't have to spend your time, figuring out marketing. You can spend your time creating value for the world instead of trying to spend all this time in every last minute of your life marketing. So basically, we created LeadPages because we wanted people to spend more time on their products and not get crushed by large marketing organizations. So we think we've done that, and people are just getting amazing results. And so today I want to offer you the opportunity to join this group of entrepreneurs that's embarking on this journey today and is going to be creating these these 4 pages. Hello. And is going to be, doing the video background pages with the resource list scribes and all this stuff. So there's so many questions coming in. I want to do my best to answer most of them. So somebody said, "Can I use this with client domains?" And so the answer is we have an unlimited policy. And so what that means is you can create unlimited pages, you can get unlimited traffic to those pages, and you can use them on an unlimited number of domains, including client domains. Okay. And so one of our clients recently told us they got a web design client, and the web design client wanted them to double their conversion rate. And so what they did was they used LeadPages right out of the box, and it tripled their client's conversion rate. So it was really a win-win-win. The client won because they got a tripled conversion rate. Our customer won because they got a 5-figure contract out of it, and we won because we helped more people. And let's see. People are saying, they're asking, does this work with various tools? Does this work with this or that? So we coexist with other tools. So just to clarify, LeadPages is not a WordPress plugin. It's actually a web app that comes with a WordPress plugin for publishing to your page, but it's not a WordPress plugin. We can host the page for you if you want. So just as an example, let's say you had like a software cart program or something like that. So what you could do is you could simply use one of these pages, and and you could set this up to link to the cart that you wanted it to go to. So you just go to button link and you link it to whatever cart or whatever program that you use. All right. And then when you save it and you'll click publish, you could just literally link to this page and it would be all set and be live for you. All right. So we make it super easy for you. All right. And let's see. So again, so many questions. Sorry, I just want to make sure that I get all of these. These are kind of the same question. So Jacqueline asked, can this work for an e-commerce site that sells personal care items? So yeah, let's say, let's go ahead and go to, um, I'm sorry. Somebody said, can I sign up for the monthly and then go for the annual plan and get the bonuses? So you have to get the annual plan to get the bonuses. So you want to go ahead and do that. So you sell personal care items. I'm not quite sure what personal care items mean. So I mean, grooming stuff and stuff like that, I'm assuming. So what you could do do is, let's say you go to this page with the girl, right? So you could do this page with the girl. And so to start, let's say it was like grooming items. So you could do like um, free report reveals the top 5 tools um, that every um, bearded guy needs to look great, right? And then you could do including the one my husband uses or something, right? So you could do something like that, and then you could just create a list of like your 5 best products, and then you could link to them in your e-commerce store. So that would be a really good idea. Um, let's see. And so somebody says, I'm confused by the custom opt-in page template. I can still upload my own artwork in the standard annual. Yes, yes, absolutely. What the custom opt-in page template means is that you could create your own template. Like you could make your own, code it all starting from scratch and then upload it. So yes, you still can use all your own artwork. So I guess to go back to the cosmetics thing, let's say, so you were selling cosmetics, you could do like, um, finally secrets revealed, and then you could do um, the 5 pieces of makeup you shouldn't live without, and then in parentheses you could do hint the best one is under $5 or something like that, right? And then you could have this be, you could change the button copy here, um, and you could have it say like, I want my free download, right? Something like that. Make it really simple. All right. So I hope that helps. Um, let's see, a whole lot of questions here. So you can change the background image, you can change the logo, you can change any of that. Somebody says, I want to have a guarantee badge. And so you wouldn't necessarily have a guarantee badge on this page, but what you could do, let me show you a couple of examples. Um, so like with the sales page, actually, let me just go to the sales page. So with the video sales page, it's got the guarantees built right into it. So the guarantee badges and stuff are like right here, and you could change any of these. You could put any images that you want for any of this stuff. So you could do that. Or another example. So like with the lesson page, same thing. Since this is actually a sales page, you could, it's already got the badges, but you could, again, you could change those to be whatever you wanted. Let's see. Is it possible to integrate the landing page on our site with our address? Yes, absolutely. Yep, absolutely. So, like for example, when I was in the back end, let's say you're using WordPress, right? There's 2 different ways that you could really do this. I mean, there's a lot of ways that you could do it, but I want to show you. That was a scary face I just realized that Clay had there. So what you do is when you're going to add a new page, you determine the URL for it. So this is our main URL, right? So you would just put whatever you wanted it to be. So if it was my event today, you would just do my event today and click publish, and now that would be an actual page. Okay. So to do it like that, or you could just use pretty link and add a new pretty link, and you could simply link to this URL right here. All right. So either way would be fine. Simon, or maybe Simeon, I'm not sure. Simeon or Simon, thank you so much for signing up for LeadPages and getting your bonuses. Jorg P, thank you. William M. Wow, you guys are awesome. Tracy J and Alfredo D, so much for signing up. We're really, really excited to have you as a part of the LeadPages family. Let's see. I want to answer some more questions here. Somebody said, we offer a free resource guide online for motorcyclists and sell web advertising. How could we target advertisers with LeadPages? Yeah, that'd be a great way to do it. So like if you wanted to do the opt-in page, you could do an opt-in page that was like this. So let me grab one. You're in target advertisers. You could do this simple. I love like this video page. I just think it's so amazing. And so you get rid of the logo and change this, and you could say like free report reveal. That headline really crushes it, by the way. That's why I keep using it. You do report reveals the four let's see, the four audience members that your advertising is missing, right? So you could do something like that. Or, I mean, because I don't know the advertising space too well, but you could do something like that and just give them a nice free report like that. All right. Let's see. Somebody says, can you confirm there's a 30-day guarantee on the standard annual plan? Yes, there is a 30-day guarantee on the standard annual plan. Yep. My e-commerce site is new. Can I use it to launch the site? Yes, absolutely. I highly recommend that you do that. The first thing that I always tell people to do is start collecting email addresses, because you want to start building your list. That way, when you get things going, you can just really crush it. And so we have these launch pages that would work really well for your e-commerce site. So for example, here's a coming soon page. This was actually designed by Pat Flynn. So look at this. You could change this to be like, are you over for your cosmetics? And then, we're launching soon. Get notified when we go live. And then you could put, the countdown timer. All right. So you could do something like that. Or if you wanted to, I'm going to leave this. You could do one of these pages. Like this is a really nice looking page too. I love this page. Right? Look at that. It's beautiful. You put your logo up here. We're launching soon. The day is coming. Get their email. And then again, the countdown timer. So that would work really well. So yep, you can actually change the language. I think that's what you were asking. Can I change the language? Yes. Do your opt-ins connect with GetResponse? Yes. Yep, we do. Absolutely. And another couple of thank yous. So Sylvia K, thank you so much. We've got Rainer H, Alex U. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna try your name, but thank you. Um, uh, Steve F, thank you so much. Carrie B, thank you so much. I really appreciate you joining us at LeadPages. And so what we're going to do is we've got a few more minutes here. And so if anybody has any specific questions, like if you want me to help you come up with some headlines for your company, I'd be happy to do that. Or if you want me to show you any other features, I'd also be happy to do that. One thing that I think would be really nice to see, one of my favorite pages is called a 404 page. And what that is normally if you go to any standard website, like let's say you went to a website, you went to like my website, you could go to conversioncast.com/this isn't a page at all. And normally if you did that, it would take you to the page that says like, whoops, what you were looking for is not found. But with LeadPages, you can set it up so that it sends to a page like this. Holy smokes, what you're looking for is not available on this page. But wait, don't leave empty-handed. Grab our free report with every result from ConversionCast. And then instead of losing that traffic that most people would lose, now we actually get an opt-in from those people. All right. And so we're actually getting something out of our traffic that's gone to the wrong page. So the 404 page is amazing. And I'll show you how to do it. All you do is in your WordPress site, you just click 404 page, you pick the page that you want to display, and then you just click publish. It's that easy. So I love that. It makes it really simple. It's one of my favorite features. Jacqueline, I'm not sure what that is. But I'm guessing it's an email provider, and we really integrate with just about every email provider. So chances are we do integrate with them, but I don't know if I've ever heard of that one. So I'm so excited. Wow, everybody's saying thank you. This is awesome. I love it. Everybody is really excited. This is so cool. And so here's another feature that I'd love to show you that I think is really cool. So when you are Like one of the biggest pains in the butt is configuring your lead magnet. And what I mean by that is, getting this to send out, right? Is to get that sent out. And so what I recommend doing is in lead pages, you can actually set it up so that lead pages will deliver that lead magnet for you. So you turn this on and you select your lead magnet from this dropdown. That's all it is. All right. So it's simple. And now this page is actually set up to deliver that lead magnet for you. Or if you don't want to deliver a lead magnet, you can set it up to get a customized email that immediately goes out. So you don't even have to worry about setting that all up in your provider, which I just love. It just makes things incredibly simple and easy, which I sometimes need simple and easy. I don't know about you guys. All right. What else? Absolutely signing up right now. I love it. Does LeadPages offer support once we get started? Yes, we have amazing support. Our customer support team is seriously the best in the world. Can we build the resource lead magnet pages in LeadPages? So no, if you were going to make a list like I suggested, you couldn't really build that in LeadPages. But you could do, if you were going to not take my advice and build a video course, you could build the video course into LeadPages. But again, I'm going to recommend you do the resource guide lead magnet. But it's really simple. All you do is type it up in Word, type it up in a Word doc, and then export it as a PDF. James F., thank you so much for signing up. I really, really, really appreciate it. And so I know a couple of people are saying, hang on while I sign up. So I'm going to sign out fairly shortly here.